What's
We're
up,
live?
everybody?
What up, what up?
Wow.
Camila, what's up? Thank you for loving the video. Gabby, same to you.
This is going to be hard to read all these comments because they're coming in hot and fast. But Logan,
Appreciate you guys tuning in this morning and checking out the video. Honestly, I've been looking on Twitter. So many people pre-ordered the album.
including myself, I also bought a couple.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
I
Nice.
was like, I know we can get them for free, but I figured I'd contribute to the
Not
party.
the signed copy, Kendall. You certainly need to pay for that because that takes some
That is
extra
the
work.
signed
So.
copy. That is the signed copy. I bought a
Oh, good.
couple
Well,
of
then
them,
no, it's
and
good you
I will
paid for it.
sign my own gift for me. It's going to be really good. So
I love it. Well, we got some fan questions over here because this is moving so fast. One of them is, what was the inspiration for Waves, or as I call it, Waves?
Waves. Let's see. Well, I
Uh,
mean, the inspiration is kind of basic in the sense of making waves, but we wanted to, making waves between these two people, making waves in music, making waves. I mean, it's kind of um, something.
It's open.
It's open to interpretation.
It's open to interpretation.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I got to see just one comment I got to point out that's awesome. They went so fast I forget whose name it was. I'm sorry, but they're like, I can't believe it's 2023 and I just bought a BigTimeRush album. That is pretty cool. Pretty cool to think about, guys.
It's awesome.
All right, here's another fan question. Thought process for coming up with the song and the music video. Well, Logan, you can kick that one off. I know that the initial idea was a voice note you did, right?
It was a little voice note I did like one night, and I have a lot of those. And I feel like most of the good ideas come whenever I'm in the middle of a deep sleep or in the shower. It's super convenient. But I had one of
It's the
these.
acoustics. Everything
It's the
sounds good in the
acoustics. It
shower.
is, yeah. It inspires thought. Bathing, so I guess I should do it more often. I had a few voice notes, so I played them for Kindle when we went to our stomping grounds. And you liked it, which was nice because you never know what it's going to sound like.
Yeah, it
Like,
could have been
look at
all.
this
It could have been
really,
terrible.
really. Well, it was kind of a terrible voice note, but you gave me a little courage to get in the studio. So we went to go see our friend Will Ventrez, and he's uber creative,
Incredible.
great producer.
Yeah.
And so we went in one night and started throwing around some melodies and some Emmy, one of James' old friends too, who came over and helped us write that, and it really flowed pretty easy.
Yeah, I also have my first feature as a drummer on
Yeah.
this song. The little like, it's like I recorded
Was that
a little
on
thing.
Will's kit?
It was on Will's kit on my iPhone. They were talking in the other room, and I was like, "Well, let me see if I can get like the actual beat to this thing." And I just recorded it on my iPhone, and then I airdropped it to Will, and he goes, "You do that on your phone?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right," and then that became like the all the other drums are much bigger. This became like the sort of messed around, sampley
Someone
sounding
wrote,
drum.
Kendall, little drummer boy. 100% correct.
That's right.
Little drummer boy. And then, I mean, the video, Lois, what would you say? Like, I know that we threw on the term maximalist at one point. I'm not sure if that makes any sense or not, but like, we were thinking we just want this to be big and colorful and cinematic. How else did we come up with the video?
We had a lot of options. We had a lot of creative people come in and give ideas. And what's Jade's last name?
Ellers.
Ellers.
Jade Ellers. He came in with this idea, and I think all of us were just so drawn to it because of all the colors, and just visually how cool it was. And I think this song definitely is a little throwback nod to like some early 2000s boy bands. And looking at all their videos, I feel like our video kind of has that feel.
For sure.
Somebody posted a screenshot from an NSYNC boy band throwback video that we did on the TV show Big Time Rush, and it was like some of the shots were almost identical to the shots
Yeah.
that we did.
Yeah,
And
I
that
saw
was
that.
not, it was not purposeful at all. Like that was just by
I am
chance.
glad it looks a little different than that, even though it was fun.
Oh, sure.
I think Jay did an excellent job, but it definitely has that Y2K.
That was like
nod.
Nobody's Around,
Right.
Carlos. Remember that, guys?
Was that the song? Wow.
That was like Nobody's Around. And I do think it is kind of ironic. You're right, Carlos, that we would have, I mean, maybe it's unconscious, but or maybe it's just ingrained in us to
Well,
sort
we
of
have-
recreate
We
that
have
look.
spanned some of the decades. Let's be honest. We've been through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life reflects art, reflects life, reflects the TV show. Not intentional, but love the comparison. Okay, another good question. People keep asking when the album's coming out, and top of June. I think it was fair to say it's going to be fully out top of June. And then the question was, how does it feel releasing our first album in 10 years? It feels great. It's incredible. The fact that we have this done, and it's truly, I think it's the most competitive body of work we've ever done. I mean, there's no album filler. Like that's a term that people throw around. Like, hey, we got to complete an album. We need 3 or 4 more songs. We'll put them in the middle, and that's called like an album filler. I don't think we have one of those songs. We created so much music that we whittled it down to the 10 best songs. We found a through line both in how we're singing it and production and the story it tells. Like, it really is cool to have a full album, a complete thought put together. And I know we're all just we're psyched it's done. We're very proud of it.
Absolutely. And there was a question here that kind of piggybacks off of that. What's your favorite song off the album? So I think we should all list one because, I mean, they're like all of my favorites, but there's a song called Brand New that I really love. There's some strings in there. It's a really pretty song. We don't have quite like that we've ever done before.
Well, I want to go last. Carlos, you go next. I want to go last.
You know, I'm gonna go with Weekends. I never get to sing choruses, and I got to sing a chorus on this song, and I was really happy to do that. And it's probably my favorite song on the album.
Love that
Such
song.
a good song. It just got better
That's
and
why I
better.
wanted you to go first because I was going to say that one next. But
That's all right.
it's just I've been
can
listening
share.
to it. I've been listening to it over and over and over again. You know, I think when you finish the whole album, you listen to everything through, and of course, some of the songs I've heard 1,000 times more than others. So that one I keep coming back to. It's exciting. I like that one. But to pick a different one, I think Another Life. There's a really beautiful moment that I think you guys are going to be. I mean, I hope you get the same feels that I get listening to it. But James, what's yours?
You know, honestly, Another Life has been really growing on me. It's the last song on the album, guys. Even though the album's called Another Life.
Before you got in this,
it was stuck in my head randomly. I wasn't even listening to this morning. I was listening to Waves on repeat, and then Can't Get Enough because it's on the same playlist on Spotify. But all right, I know one of our favorites, and it truly is one of mine, is Ask You Tonight. It's a ballad that the 4 of us wrote. So I think part of the reason that I love it and we all love it is that everybody genuinely just got on a guitar. You know, it's Kendall playing guitar. We started it and then finished it with the 4 of us just sitting in a room on guitar writing music. And
in a cabin,
it turned out up in Big Bear. I mean, it turned out to be, I think, just one of the prettiest songs that we've ever done. And the production of it is this kind of throwback again. Not that everything we're doing is an ode to old boy band. But production-wise, it has a feeling of Backstreet, a feeling of NSYNC in a good way. So I think that's going to be a fan favorite because it also kind of tugs at the heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah. What are some of these other questions? I just love you said ode to old boy.
Well,
bands.
fun. Ode's a good word. Well, the next question I see here actually is, will we have a cry song on the album? And I think that besides Ask You Tonight, I think Ask You Tonight might be a cry song, but it's a happy cry. You said like
tears.
Happy tears. Is there another song you feel like is a cry song?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe Another Life. Another Life touches on a deep subject. I think we all relate to, especially the 4 of us being in this crazy adventure that we've been on together. I think
I would say those 2 songs probably the most.
Yeah. Brand New.
Yeah.
Brand New. I also feel that. I mean, but no, nothing that's like you know, super sad. But you know, it could be deep emotions.
If you feel the need to cry, you might just cry through the whole album upon first listen.
Yeah,
I don't know.
just cry
possible.
in general.
Just cry.
You might love Waves so much that you're crying and dancing. You're dance crying.
Yeah.
And it's a thing I do sometimes. I'm just like, I love it so much. I hope somebody that does not screenshot.
He does that. He does that to Huey Lewis in the news.
100%, and in the nude. Sorry, I thought it was. So, what's the process of the set list for the upcoming tour this summer? That's a good question.
Boy,
it's in process. We can say that it's in process, and it's really hard. We can't play for 10 hours straight. We would be dead. So for us, we have so many songs that we really want to do, and so many songs that you guys want us to do, and then trying to make the best set list to make everyone happy. It's not an easy task, but I think that we're coming up with something that you guys are going to be really, really stoked with, and something that we're really proud of.
Well, I just saw someone ask, like, are all 10 songs of the album going to be on the set list? And that's the trouble, right? Is like,
I think half.
If we put all 10 songs on there, that would be a majority of the show. You know, like it would be almost all of the set, or at least half of it. So
I think we do half of the album, and that just means we're going to have to tour more and tour again. So
there you go.
Well,
I think without giving away specifics, we're very much in conversation about the set list, and to kind of give you guys percentages, like we have to we know that we got to play some of the big hits that you guys request every time. I mean, worldwide, for example, I don't think we'll ever play a show without having that in the middle. Big Time Rush, Boyfriend. There's a few that I think we got to play at just about every show. And then the other ones that are, throwback songs from the old albums and the TV show and all that, we want to mix those up. We don't want to play the same ones we played last time. So we want to bring in almost fresh old music, which we're going to reproduce to sound current like we did on the last tour. And then, we got to play some of the new stuff. Obviously, we worked so hard to have it out there. So it's going to be like a third, maybe. What do you think of it that way?
I just want to say, I don't know how the Jonas Brothers are going to do it with 5 albums in one show, but I would imagine it would be like, I know, all the hits from the album.
It's like probably 2 or 3 songs from each album.
Oh, interesting, because I'd be like,
no. I think they're doing
dress. Just
yeah, but hold on. Think about it though. Each album is 35 minutes. So realistically, it's 2.5 hours. We did play for 2 hours last time, so
if you don't take any breaks and breathe, maybe it's 35 minutes. So I mean, they probably will play a lot of it.
Yeah.
I did hear that. Again, do 10
3 hours long. So
10 seconds.
Their show's 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, part of the reason our show is not going to be we played over 2 hours last time. We love, adding more songs, playing longer. We have 2 incredible openers this summer, Max and Jax. So we want to let them play because they have hits at the wazoo and they're incredible. And we don't want the show to be too long for the fans. It's a long time to sit there. We know how crazy you guys are. You don't even go to the bathroom for most of the show. So we're trying to keep it to a nice, concise 4 hours total, something like that.
Speaking of touring, there's a lot of people saying, "Are you coming back to South America?" Absolutely, we're coming back to South America.
100%.
Can't wait to come back. Can't wait to go back to Mexico. So, this one says South Africa.
I've always wanted to go to South Africa. I hear it's beautiful. I vote yes.
Someone said I'd be at your show for 5 hours. Not gonna lie. That's nice to hear. Yeah, free tickets. What else we got?
Just if you compliment us, you get free tickets. That's the name of this game.
What are you most excited for this next tour?
Somebody keeps saying lasers for James, and I assure you, we will have lasers, and I'm very excited about it.
There's a petition. Lasers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, guys, just in general, this show. I mean, I would say we're in the early stages, but we're further than that. We're now in the middle stages of developing the show, and it's going to look incredible. Probably the biggest look we've ever had. Someone said trampolines. I don't know. Trampolines, maybe they might be in there. I don't know. But the show is just going to be incredible. And we're working with some amazing people. Obviously, we can't do it alone ourselves. We're working with a huge team to put it together. So we're very grateful for all of them. And I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised. Or maybe not surprised. Maybe that's what they'll be expecting.
I think they expect the greatest show they've ever seen, and that is 100% what we plan on delivering.
Also, for our shows, I like that you can kind of disconnect from the rest of the world and really just connect with each other. So it's the one time you might have so much stuff going on, or It just feels like
We're
such
l-
a community, and the concerts are always so fun that you can just kind of really put yourself in there. And I love that our shows are like that. Helps me a lot.
Agreed.
Okay. We got a couple more questions here that I see standing out. How did y'all meet, and how old were y'all when you started? First of all, I feel like you're from the South, and I love that
Wow.
because there's two y'alls in there. Well, we
Definitely
met. I
someone
mean,
from the South.
we met around 2007, right? 2007, 2008. In there, as you're putting the group together, and
James, I met you first.
we did, yeah. Logan and I met first. We were in the first round of auditioning for this project. It was Sony, Columbia, and Nickelodeon that came together, said, let's try and create a
What
show
was your
about
first
four guys.
impression?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
What was your first impression of Logan, James?
What was my first impression?
Of
Yeah,
Logan.
Do you remember?
Just, like, wow. Just one charming, handsome little guy.
I remember thinking, James, tall, dark, and funny.
This is why we're still together. You answer these questions with love and made up compliments. And it keeps it going. It keeps the spark alive.
Yes.
Dude, honestly, it was so long ago. One thing I remember about me in that audition process, I had that pink poncho that I got in Tijuana. Grew up in San Diego. I remember getting it in Tijuana for like $5, and it was my lucky poncho. And I wore it all the time. And I did wear bandanas. My hair was down to here, and I think that's part of what inspired Bandana Man for Scott. And he thought that was so funny. I'm like, people have worn bandanas for quite some time.
I don't recall the poncho. I think that might have been before my time.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Where did the lucky poncho end up?
I remember distinctly keeping it because it was a lucky poncho, but I got to be honest, this last move from Vegas to Miami, I might have given it away because it just doesn't fit. It was just too small. I don't know. Maybe I kept it. Maybe it's in a box somewhere. Now I feel bad. Now I feel like I should have kept it. All right. Well, there's one more long form question here. Maybe take a couple little quick ones before we bounce. But this is an interesting one. What's one of the most ridiculous things you would do if you had the time? Carlos, kick this one off.
Ridiculous.
I don't know. If I had the time,
Well, you want to sail around the world. Aren't you actually planning on doing that when you have time?
yeah,
It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, but I'm making time for that. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to sail around the world with my family. So,
I mean, that's pretty awesome, but it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous ridiculous has multiple meanings. I would consider
that like in an amazing way.
This? Like, can you believe we're doing this? This is ridiculous. I would see that one being like that. Yeah.
Like, ridiculous thing that I want to do is get my pilot's license, and I want to get certified to jump to parachute on my own. Similar things, like not that ridiculous.
And then,
but just in case I don't fly it well, I want to know how to jump out with parachute. Out of right? It's actually pretty smart.
Right.
But similar thing, like it just takes a lot of time. But one day.
This isn't, again, I think it's ridiculous. Feel like all of these are like ridiculous, like, I can't believe we're doing this kind of thing. So mine would be like, I'd love to live in a different country for a period of time. It doesn't have to be years or whatever, but I think it'd be fun to live or just, temporarily move somewhere like Spain or Mexico or UK or South America or just somewhere interesting. I mean, I feel like every time we travel somewhere together, guys, I'm looking around thinking like, could I live here? Like, could this be a place I spend 6 months or just like come and have an adventure, So that's a ridiculous thing I'm always thinking about, actually.
I like that. I could piggyback and say I'd like to hit every continent. I think it would be cool to hit every little spot and obviously see kind of the world, because we've seen a lot of the world, but there's still
so many more.
Yeah,
I mean,
so I'd love to do that.
Basically all of Asia.
Yeah.
We haven't really traveled to. I mean, I've been through it a couple times and also went to Bali, but that's more Indonesia. But that's a huge part of the world we haven't been to, and Africa in general, I mean, I've only been to once, and I went to Malawi and Tanzania, but the continent itself is massive, and there's so many places to see. I mean, I'd be dying to go. Carlos, didn't you go to Africa once or twice?
Not yet.
Didn't you go on a safari?
No.
I thought we talked about that.
No, I would like
Making
to.
up a
I would
whole
like
different
to.
life for him.
Just
Yeah.
making up a whole.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just
Speaking
in
of
another life.
Yeah,
Speaking of which,
speaking of
back to the
another life.
album. Well, we want to go everywhere. I see a lot of people talking about are we touring in Europe and Australia, Asia. I mean, that's the goal. So the more you guys enjoy this album, the more you stream waves, the more you tell your friends, the more you spread the word, as you guys have been doing for so many years for us, the more places we can go. And just want to say thanks. We're so psyched, and we really hope you guys love this album as much as we do.
Absolutely. And stay
think you're
tuned,
gonna
guys,
love it.
because we have some awesome news coming in the next few weeks, and we can't wait to come see you guys. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, and someone says do an actual world tour. So we're working on covering the world. Not
Yes,
just
easier
not
said
just a
than
third of
done,
the
but
world.
we plan on doing it.
Right.
Couldn't have
Logan,
said
any
better myself.
wise
I was just
words?
gonna say I can't wait to sing these songs with you on tour, and I love you.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for jumping
You
on.
too.
Go watch the video 1.5 million times.
I'm gonna
Cool.
go watch it right now.
All right. I was mostly talking to them, but you're also welcome to.
No, I'm gonna go watch it
Welcome to
right
watch
now
it.
and buy a couple more vinyls.
Vinyls. Good.
Perfect.
Apple
yeah.
Pay.
Let's increase the price because now we know Kendall's paying, so we should
Right.
sell him for
Right.
$50 more.
Happy to do it.
All right.
Love you
All right,
guys.
again,